So while researching the topic that I'm about to record right after this one, I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw a couple of videos that made me really nervous. There's a couple of videos that are being put out right now by some people that I respect, that I feel that if people were to actually take the cautionary advice that they're giving, they could potentially lose millions of dollars and change their entire family tree from successful to non-successful over just people's opinions. In this video, I want to be sure to break down the importance of knowing where you get your information from and whose advice to take. My name is Sean Ray, and I have a YouTube channel here if you guys haven't subscribed yet. Before I get too far in this video, I want to make sure that you guys know that I am biased. I'm going to give my bias to you up front right now so you know that you can take the information I'm about to give you to heart or not to heart. I personally like Stephan. I've watched his videos for a long time. I think that he overall gives really good content and he breaks down things in a really easy to digest way. I think he's an intelligent guy. He's done well and successful everything when it comes to real estate, and overall I wouldn't normally talk bad about his channel. Meet Kevin, on the other hand, I've been very open about. I think that he's annoying as hell and very punchable. But at the same time, I do think he's intelligent. And I think that there is value to be gained from his channel. But lately I feel like both of them have becoming more obsessed with the sensationalism that I hate so much about news. So in the past, I feel like both those channels have done a really good job about saying, this is something we saw, this is how we feel about it, and then here's a little token of advice that you should take away from our opinions and what we've learned. And then people that watch your channel kind of go from there and then make their own assessments and then make a decision based on if they want to take their advice or not. Whereas of late, I feel like they're in cahoots or something. It's like an echo chamber where it's about every possible thing that they can make a video about, they make a video about it. And I see maybe 1 to 3 videos a day on Meet Kevin's channel, and it seems like he'll take any small little morsel of information and he'll sensationalize it way over the top, way more than it needs to be. Now, it is important to be able to get daily updates. You should stay informed. And it's nice to get a channel like that will give you daily updates. But remember, this is not a credible news channel. This is a YouTube channel, just like mine. I am a YouTube guy, and I'm also a real estate agent and real estate investor. And so the way that I make money is selling real estate and also helping people make money through real estate investing, typically in the Dallas area. But when you start making your money through actual YouTube views, YouTube ads, and then especially if you start selling courses, then you have to be really mindful when you're a viewer of these channels, what is the actual overall arcing premise here? Is this just to give me information because it's free information and it's interesting and I'm trying to share with you something I'm passionate about? Or is it because I need to get views? I'm gonna say something crazy outlandish and then get a ton of views and a ton of subscribers, and out of those, 1% of them are gonna buy some course or something or other, I don't know, whatever it is. And if that's the case, if you think that the success of a YouTube channel, of a YouTuber, is intermingled with the content they produce, then just be wary of listening to everything they say, because that is how they make their income. So likely if you're watching my channel, you probably have watched some of their videos in the past. I don't know if you watch it every single day, but just in case you haven't seen which videos I'm talking about that I feel are a little dangerous, I'm going to quickly just clip in just a quick little snippet of what they said and what this topic even is about.
Here today I'm coming to you with information about a new bill that was introduced in Congress late on Friday. It's called the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act of 2020. But I want to break it down and I want to compare this to the bill that would pay everyone $2,000 per month.
Okay, so that was Meet Kevin's video, and a link for that video is in the description. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I'm not saying that he's, someone that you should never listen to. He's a fraud. I'm not saying any of that stuff. It's not Grant Cardone. It's not Morris Invest or anything like that. I think there are quality channels that you should take a lot of content from, but just be cautious. Now let's see my boy Stephan, see what his take on it is.
And trust me, this one is going to be a doozy. Okay, so right off the bat, here's what's being proposed. All rent and mortgage payments would be canceled for an entire year going back to April 1st of 2020. And here's why this is being done. Due to the illness, we're finding that more tenants are falling behind on their payments, mortgage forbearances have skyrocketed, and as of now, it's just too early to tell how severe this is going to get or how many people are not going to be able to catch themselves up once this is over. So eliminating rent and mortgage payments would be, on the surface, an easy fix. So with that that, let's talk about the new plan.
Okay, so those were the two clips. Now, why are those dangerous? And they have an entire video about it. And you might even be saying to yourself, I saw that video, and at the end of the video, Stephan said this.
Now, when it comes to all of this, just like the $2,000 a month proposal, it's all just an idea. And even though I'm not accusing anyone of doing this, it is easy to come up with a very ambitious proposal, throw it out there, get a whole bunch of publicity around it, even though there's such a small likelihood of it ever actually happening. And I have a feeling over the coming few weeks, as it becomes more and more evident that more stimulus is needed, we're going to be seeing a lot more like this coming up with a very small likelihood of actually passing as it currently stands.
So I got it. That's true. I can say that's why Graham's not totally blamed here. This isn't hating on Graham and me, Kevin. I'm just saying be cautious, because anybody that's on YouTube or makes YouTube videos knows that by this point in this video, most of you probably already gone. You only get about 2 to 3 minutes in your videos, and if you put a cautionary, discretionary disclaimer at the end of the video, at the 10th minute of a 13-minute video, then most likely only 1 to 10% of people that actually click on your channels, on your videos, are going to be able to see that. And so I just think it's a tad irresponsible for you to post something that is about free rent, free mortgage, and then bailout for lenders. This is the new bill that's being passed. I understand if you're an intelligent person, and then out of the 300,000 views they're getting on these videos, if all 300,000 people that watch these videos go out and do independent research, watch the entire video, and look at it from a perspective of this is someone's opinion, now I'm going to try to see how this affects me and how it could potentially affect me, also who's the source and what's the likelihood of the source continuing on, then I wouldn't even be making this video right now. But I know for the fact that there's a lot of people on YouTube that live and die by the words that these two people say. These are very influential people, and they have a responsibility that I don't necessarily have to have at 1,000 subscribers. I'm just a dude. I'm just talking. And if you get any value out of it, great. If you don't, great. I don't care. Like, I don't have any responsibility here. You shouldn't take everything I say as law. Do your own research. But when you have 100,000, 200, 300,000 people viewing your videos on a regular basis, you have a responsibility to only speak about things that you can prove to be true, or things that are not misleading in any way, because you can actually screw up people's lives. So why is it dangerous to take YouTube as an information news source, and what can it do? In the past, we've seen things like Pizzagate, where people are wrapped up in these conspiracies that something's going on with Clintons, and there's going on in the basement of a pizza place, and then people storm in and shoot everybody in the place, which are all innocent, and there happens to be nothing in the basement. That's a situation that was based on a bunch of BS that people just believed in, that had no actual facts behind the news, and it's just a bunch of conspiracies that you get on Reddit and YouTube. And then you had the same thing with the Area 51. That was on Facebook, but the same thing is that if people are taking this idea that we're going to all storm a government base that is protected by the rights that they can shoot people that trespass, then that sounds pretty funny. But at the same time, when people actually die, which thank God they didn't, but if people actually did go all the way through with it and they died and they got shot, who has blood on their hands? Is it the people that made the decision to go in there? A little bit, but it's also the people that decided to convince these people that are easily convinced by things, that put out information on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. It's their responsibility to make sure that when they say things, they know how it can affect people and their lives. On this channel that I personally have, and on those two channels, thank God that it's not anything like that. It's all financial and economic, which someone can also say can be really detrimental to someone's health as well. People could die based on making some really bad economic decisions, and also their money. And so what is it that happened, and why do you care, and why are you watching this video? Is because there's people that are legitimately trusting these two guys that have no reason to be giving financial advice other than they just really like it, and they've done well in real estate, and they're like, hey, I want to share this information. Cool, that's great. Whatever, go for it. But people legitimately hang on every single word they say to make the next financial decision for them. I have clients that reach out to me and said, hey, did you see what Kevin said about this? That just happened 2 days ago. They almost backed out of a house because of it. And then Stephan, we have people call me and text me, did you see Stephan video that just came out? It's like, I get it, I understand. Their value is great. And I love it. That's great. You should watch it. It's part of your daily digest that you should put in your head, and put that in with a couple other things. But when you start going into contracts based on the fact that you think that you're going to get free mortgage for an entire year, or you back out of contracts because you're scared that your renters might not give you rent for an entire year, or something that's going to be bailed out from the lending side, and so now you're going to try to jump into a deal that doesn't quite make sense, but because you're trying to get in there before the banks don't get bailed out, and then all sorts of nonsense. when you start going down these irrational decisions that can affect you and put you in a real tough situation going forward, then I say just be super careful. These guys are just two guys, and they're very charismatic, and they know how to say words in a very nice order, in a very fast, confident way, and they have little text boxes that break it down. It's cool. It's easy to get misled by people that are trying to get your views and your attention, and then you can end up making a bad decision that can screw you. We don't know what's about to happen. We don't. I know there's a ton of videos out there. The recession's coming, we're all doomed. Ray Dalio, I love that guy. He's saying that this is going to be the worst recession that we've ever seen, ever. And you got Dave Ramsey, it's not that bad. Then you got people that are out there like Gary Vaynerchuk. This is the worst it's ever going to be. I'm hoarding cash. I'm going to spend it. This is where we're going to make fortunes. And then you got people like Dr. Phil goes on Fox News. I don't see what the big deal is. We should reopen right away. And so the fact is that whoever you get your news from is how you make your decisions. And if you're making decisions based on ill advice, that is your fault, but it's also their fault too for not fact checking themselves and being responsible curators of information that's going into your head. Oh yeah, another thing is that Stephan and Meet Kevin hang out. They collab, they do a bunch of videos together, they're always in cahoots. And so if you are watching Meet Kevin's videos, then it probably means you've already watched Graham's videos because they share subscribers. It's just because you have 300,000 views over here and 300,000 views over here, it doesn't mean that 600,000 people viewing these videos. It means they're most likely common people viewing both videos. And so when you go into a video of watching a YouTuber that you already love, trust, care about, and listen to, and you already seek their advice. Oh, how do I feel about this? Let me go see how Graham feels about this. Oh, Graham feels the same way I feel about this. Therefore, I'm vindicated. Okay, it's called a confirmation bias. You're looking for someone to tell you you're right about how you feel about something. And then when you're still not quite sure, then you see a video by Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin has the same video saying the same thing. You're like, well, if he said it, I think it, and he says it. Therefore, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Well, you are thinking the way you're thinking because you've had a month, 2 months, year, 2 years of listening to the same person drop little drips of information over that long period of time. So it's kind of steered you in a way of thinking a certain way. And then when you go to that person that did it, and they're going to tell you exactly how you already think based on the way that they've kind of programmed you to think, you're like, the person I trust is telling me a thing that I already think, therefore it's true. And then this other person that I trust, that he trusts, therefore says it's true, therefore it's got to be true. And so then you go on about your day and you make decisions based on that. And that's dangerous. I am a little bit of a hypocrite because I'm over here right now at Airbnb Automated owner's Sean Rockageech's house filming this video. We're buddies. But the difference is that we make a lot of videos about how I truly don't agree with a lot of things he says. And I don't think he agrees with a lot of things I say either. We have a very two different ways of going about how to make money in real estate. And the cool thing is that it's fine. You can have two different opinions and he's right and I'm right. It's not a matter of him being wrong and me being right. We're both right. It's just we're going to try to get to the end goal a different way. Another thing that they didn't tell you about is that this bill was, and this is the most important thing, and this is the end of the video because I want to make sure that you guys understand this. The reason why this is dangerous is that there's no reason for you to even be focusing on this bill. It's completely unfounded. It's being proposed by Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, I'm not stepping into political territory. I don't care about doing that on this channel. But it needs to be said, Ilhan Omar is part of the super progressive new movement. She's part of the new sophomore class that AOC is. She's part of the new Green Deal stuff. As much as you might like the new Green Deal and the new sophomore class, that's totally on you. I don't care. I'm just saying that they have statistically not been very successful. They've tried to pass a lot of really far left. And if you love the socialism, if you love the looking out for the little man kind of way of looking at government, then you probably love these bills, and that's fantastic. But the fact is that we have a Senate that's controlled by a lot of Republicans, that a majority of those, or a large part of those Republicans, truly just don't want to pass a single bill that any Democrat brings to the table. And so not only is this a Democrat, but it is the farthest of the far left of the Democrat parties. Ilhan Omar, let's take a quick clip of her talking about this proposal.
Right now, really there isn't a set timeline when we expect for Congress to be back and to take on the next relief package. We think it might happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And so that actually gives us an opportunity to push for this, because in 2 weeks, there's another rent that is due.
So Ilhan Omar is one of the most hated people on the Democratic Party by most people that are polled by Republicans. And that's not me saying that. I Googled it preparing this video. I just want to make sure that I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. And so then I did my own research and I did multiple sources of verifiable news sources. And it did say that being polled, most Republicans have a very unfavorable opinion of Ilhan Omar. And even more so than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which seems to be one of the most recognizable names if you watch Fox News. And so this is being proposed by her. It's not going to pass. So why make a video that gets you all riled up and then you might not see to the very end, and even if you do, you might not catch all the details and you might not really get the point that this is not going to pass. It's not even really going to get past the floor. And so you might be calling your realtor, you might be calling your friends, you might be calling your lender, and you're saying there is a bill that they're passing or it's already passed or whatever. I can't quite remember I watched a video about it, but I know for a fact that there's a bill and there's going to be no rent or no mortgage for a year. What do I do? How do I structure myself? How do I get prepared for this? Plus the economic crisis is coming. Ray Dalio said it's going to be the worst one ever. How am I going to survive this? I got to pull everything out of my stocks. I got to make sure that even though it's down right now or it's up, whatever, I got to invest in oil. You have to be the steward of your own life. You can't listen to other people's opinions. You have to take their opinions and do research on your own. This video is not telling you to do anything other than think for yourself. That's it. That's the end of the video, guys. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel. I don't like to make videos like this typically. It's just this one really fired me up because I was like, that is so irresponsible, guys. Like, I love you too. Well, one more than the other. Kevin, kind of want to punch you in the face. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to comment. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I mean, I need to start checking my comments. Comment below, we'll battle it out in the comments. But anyways, I'm gonna film that other video about what's going on in Dallas, get back to what I'm supposed to be filming about. There's some crazy stuff happening in Dallas right now, especially in Texas. I mean, what the hell is going on? I'm gonna spend some time on that one, so hopefully you guys like that video. All right, thank you guys so much. See ya.